Hey, step on it, man. I told Paul I'd meet him at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Okay, but if I get a ticket, you're paying for it.
Don't worry, there are no cops out on Sunday afternoon.
Here they come.
Where the hell are they going?
Hide that coke and stuff.
How many people in that car? 3, 4? 3?
Here, Billy, cover it up with the blanket.
What are they doing? It looks like you're taking some stuff from the front seat and putting it in the back seat.
Sit on it. Don't look so suspicious.
You ain't gonna make it much farther. It's gonna run out of road up here. Come on, come on. What's the hurry?
My friend here promised her old man she'd see him by 4.
Well, didn't you see me chasing you? What'd you pull out again for?
Hey, officer, I already got 3 speeding tickets. I mean, if I get another one, I mean, they're going to cancel my insurance.
You should have thought of that sooner. Let me see your driver's license and registration.
Sure. Get the registration out of the glove box, will you?
The detention and investigation relating to a minor traffic violation are limited in scope. The officer may require the driver to identify himself and to produce his driver's license and vehicle registration certificate. In addition, the officer may interrogate the driver with respect to violations he has observed.
I'm sorry, officer. I guess I left my license at the store when I cashed a check before. There's the registration. Here's my student ID.
Now, is this your current address, 2302 South Vermont?
No, I just moved. It's 480 Northwestern, number 43.
Car's registered in his name. You know, I'm not buying this bit about his driver's license. Why don't we run a warrant check on him?
When a car is stopped for a traffic violation, it is not unreasonable to detain the occupants for a short period of time for the purpose of determining whether there are outstanding traffic warrants against the driver or other relevant information contained in police records.
You know, you better get your driver's license, get your address up to date.
I will, officer. Hey, do you mind if I sit down?
Go right ahead. So what's under the blanket?
Nothing.
Mind if I take a look?
Yeah?
Because there are neither fruits nor evidence associated with an ordinary traffic offense, a search of the driver or his vehicle incident to the arrest is unreasonable per se. Sometimes, however, a furtive gesture may help support probable cause to search the interior of a vehicle. Here, the officers have observed the passengers hiding objects under a blanket. Does this furtive gesture itself constitute probable cause to search?
Anything on him?
No warrants. We're going to search the car? You know, I'd like to see what those punks got underneath that blanket, but we can't search the car.
The officer is correct. A search of the interior of the car would not be permitted. The law requires more than a mere furtive gesture to constitute probable cause to search. But what if the officers had observed more?
What are they doing? I don't know. Looks like they're moving something from the front seat to the back seat.
my friend here has to meet her old man by 4 o'clock.
Hey, partner. What's under the blanket?
In contrast to the previous situation, the officers here have observed more than mere furtive gestures.
All right, everybody out of the car and keep your hands out in front of you.
The furtive gestures, coupled with their actual observation of contraband, are sufficient to constitute probable cause to search the interior of the car.
You idiot, I told you to hide the stuff.
Hey, baby, it's your stuff.
John,
Yeah, Tom.
you won't believe this.
What?
There goes a clown. And the nerd just ran the stop sign.
He sure did. Look at, he's got an expired license tab. Let's stop him.
Hello, officer. What's the problem? Didn't you see that stop sign over there? You ran right through it. Say, what's your name?
John G. Jacobson III. Oh, come on. You don't stop people for that. I mean, with all the other crimes in this city.
Your license tab isn't up to date.
Oh, hey, man, I've been working 7 days a week. You know, I haven't had time. I'll get one.
Looks more like you've been traveling with a circus.
Let me see your driver's license and vehicle registration.
Oh, sure. Hope you didn't stop me because I'm a little weird looking right now. You see, I just came from a performance in the park.
Say, partner, you want to run a warrant check on this? Why don't you step out of the car?
Oh, sure. What's a warrant check?
A warrant or records check during a routine traffic stop must be a reasonable police effort under the circumstances and may not be based upon mere curiosity.
There's no local warrants. They're checking NCIC.
Looks like everything's going to be okay.
Look, why don't you just write me a ticket and let me go, okay?
We're running a warrant check on you to see if you have a record, Mr. John Jacobson III.
You probably wouldn't have stopped me if I'd looked like an ordinary person. It seems to me like harassment.
Listen, don't give me any lectures, Buster. Now, what do you park?
I'm a mime. And I work in the park on weekends for extra money. Now, I have a little juggling act, hat tricks, little routines like that. Hey, why am I talking to you? You stopped me 45 minutes ago. Can't you just write me a ticket and let me go?
Courts have held that a 40-minute detention to make a record check when there are no suspicious circumstances other than a traffic violation is impermissible. Here, the driver has been cooperative and has produced a valid driver's license and vehicle registration certificate. Therefore, this detention is illegal because it was prolonged beyond the time necessary to issue a traffic citation.
Can we wrap it up?
He's a registered narcotics offender. They don't have his current address.
Mr. John Jacobson III, I'm placing you under arrest for failing to update your address as a registered narcotics offender. Turn around and put your hands on the car.
Oh, come on, this is ridiculous.
Partner, you want to check the car? Turn around. I'm going to read you your constitutional rights. You have the right to remain silent.
This search was illegal, since the arrest was based on information obtained during an illegal detention. The resulting evidence will be inadmissible in court.
Okay. 7 joints, 4 whites, and 8 reds.
Well, Mr. John Jacobson III, looks like you won't be having fun in my park anymore.
Oh, we'll see about that. I'm getting a good lawyer, and I'm going to beat this rap.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back. Okay, let's take a walk.
Your concern, Mr. Sims.
Not Roscoe, sir, please. Your kids deserve to have these outstanding reference books.
Of course, Roscoe.
Thinking of your fine children trying to make it out there in that educational jungle, but without...
Excuse me.
You're a fine person, And you mean to be a good father. I know that.
Thank you.
It's just that to think of them. Those fine children, so bright in that jungle. But what a disadvantage without this fine encyclopedia. Their whole life ahead of them.
I've got your literature, Roscoe, and your card. And remember, we agreed on 15 minutes.
You know, it distresses me how much TV kids watch today. It's a devil's tool. It destroys their minds.
Goodbye, Mr. Sims.
Tonight and tomorrow morning. Otherwise, sunny and foggy today and tomorrow. Wednesday,
Damn kids' TV. Nobody reads anymore. How the hell they hope to compete? Kids today, they don't know Johnny Carson from Jimmy Carter. What happened, officer? Was there a robbery?
You were all over the road, buddy. Didn't you see our red lights?
Well, yes, that's why I pulled out of your way. I supposed you were chasing a robber.
Mr. Sims, you better step out of the car. Your driving pattern and your conduct suggest you're intoxicated. Hang on. Step over to the curb, Mr. Sims. We're going to give you a field sobriety test. Very good, Mr. Sims. You're under arrest for driving under the influence. Would you step over to the car, please? Put your hands on the car, Mr. Sims.
We have seen why a search of the car or driver is unreasonable per se in the case of an ordinary traffic offense. Here, however, Mr. Sims appears intoxicated.
Around. Want to check the backseat, partner?
Courts have carved out an exception to this rule when a motorist is stopped for driving under the influence of alcohol or other drugs. Thus, the arresting officers may search Mr. Sims and his car for evidence which may reveal the source of intoxication. That search, however, must remain reasonable in scope.
That was in the backseat?
Under the code.
Look, I can easily explain that, officer. You see, that was my daughter's coat. I never saw that bottle before.
Really?
Yes, she has asthma. In fact, I saw her yesterday. She pressed my coat.
Just yesterday, you say?
Yeah, don't you see? That explains the flask. I mean, it's my flask, but I only use it for cough medicine. She must have put...
Looks like you're going to spend the night in jail.
Now, look, this is outrageous. I want a lawyer. I can't spend the night in jail. Look, I'm a professional businessman. I assure you officers that this can be easily explained.
You'll have a lawyer, and you'll get the opportunity to post bail, if you've got it.
I must remind you officers, I am not to be taken lightly. And what about my car, my samples? Those volumes are extremely valuable.
Mr. Sims, this car's registered to you. Can you have your wife pick it up for you?
She's out of town.
How about your daughter?
She's in Iowa.
Well, you can't leave it here. We're going to have it towed.
But my samples are in there. Look, it'll be safe here if it's locked. I'll straighten this up at the station. I'll come back for it.
No, I'm afraid not. They come through here at 4 and tow everything.
Police have the authority to impound a vehicle under proper circumstances. Here, for example, Mr. Sims' car is parked in a tow-away zone and cannot be locked and left unattended.
If it's necessary, I could drive the car there.
Furthermore, when an auto is to be taken into custody, police may complete an inventory report prior to storage and may list any personal property in plain sight. A closed container, such as the briefcase, could be listed, but note that it could not lawfully be opened in the absence of a search warrant.
They're on our way, partner. They'll be here in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Bob, I don't know. This whole thing sounds strange to me. And besides, I don't need any more trouble with the cops.
It'll be easy. We just take Tony's car over to Jack's garage. Get some lunch while they work on it. Bring it back.
What is with this car? Why do we have to drive this car?
It's probably one of Tony's little business deals.
We both know what kind of business Tony is in.
Come on. We'll drop the car off and get some lunch.
All right. All right. Let's get this over with.
Great. Tony will owe us a big favor for this one. He can be pretty generous, you know.
Let me see your driver's license.
Okay. I was speeding. Having a little fun with the car. Just give me the ticket, huh? We're in a hurry.
Yeah, I noticed. Let me see your driver's license.
Hey, John. You better take a look at this.
Not a very good place to store your dope. All right, get out of the car. Move around the back by the trunk.
The observation of the marijuana in plain view gave the officers probable cause to search the interior of the car.
Smells stronger than that whole shipment we busted last month.
Oh, yeah? Not very much there.
You know, there's no way that smell could be coming from this amount of weed. You know, it smells like it's coming from somewhere behind the back seat. Guess we better look in the trunk.
May they also search the trunk?
Hey, what are you doing looking in the trunk?
Yes, even though probable cause to search the interior of the car, incident to a traffic stop, normally will not justify the search of the trunk. In this case, the officers can point to specific, articulable facts indicating that the trunk contains contraband. It has been held that this amount of marijuana in the car, coupled with a strong odor of marijuana coming from the trunk area, gives probable cause to search the trunk.
Hey, look, this isn't even our car. I mean that. This isn't even our car, you know.
The detention and investigation for a minor traffic violation are limited in scope. It is not unreasonable to detain the occupants for a short period of time to run a warrant check. However, the warrant or record check must be a reasonable police effort under the circumstances and not mere curiosity. unreasonably long detentions where there are no suspicious circumstances other than the traffic violation have been deemed illegal. Evidence obtained during an illegal detention will not be admissible in court. Because there are neither fruits nor evidence associated with an ordinary traffic offense, a search of the driver or his car is unreasonable per se. A furtive gesture alone is not sufficient to constitute probable cause to search the car's interior. However, furtive gestures coupled with plain view observations of contraband are sufficient to constitute probable cause to search. When a driver is stopped for driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, the arresting officer may search the driver and the car for evidence of this source of intoxication. When a vehicle is impounded, police may complete an inventory report and may list any personal property in plain sight. Closed containers, however, cannot be opened in the absence of a search warrant. Probable cause to search the interior of a car will not ordinarily justify a search of the trunk. To justify a trunk search, officers must be able to point to specific, articulable facts supporting a reasonable belief that the trunk contains contraband.